Hello and welcome to the Weekly Reel Podcast. My name is Ken,
And my name is Jeremy.
and this week we reminisce about our misspent youths. Well, actually, just mine, since Beverly Hills Cop, that franchise is actually a part of my youth. But today, Jeremy and I will be covering Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F, which just recently came out on Netflix. And so, Jeremy, it's good to be back. We do apologize. This live stream should have been last week, but then another bug or virus is something I just
I know.
seem to be just a magnet to these last couple months.
So, guys, if you were expecting this episode last week, blame Ken. I'm just kidding.
Yes, blame me and my
Just kidding.
poor immune system. I don't know what is
It's like,
going
dang
on.
it.
So if I cough into the microphone, it's not because I want to. It's because I couldn't avoid it.
Yeah.
So, just warning you.
Yeah. We're all happy Ken's back, healthy and
Ish.
not coughing as much, Yeah.
Ish. But yeah, Jerry, we are live on YouTube, aren't we?
We are live we've been live this entire season. And I'm glad that we switched to going live. It makes us a little, I don't know, even more unfiltered, right? It's kind of just on the fly, sometimes more unfiltered, sometimes more casual. I think it's been very much different, and being on YouTube Live, that's where we are, the Weekly Real Podcast. If you're watching this or if you're listening to this, you know, we're live now in video. So
Check us out.
check us out on YouTube Live.
Yeah. And we're not disparaging audio only podcasts. I mean, I still listen to them a lot. And so we get it. Like sometimes, well, whenever people are commuting or just winding down after a long day at work or school, or after just a long day in general, I think podcast is an excellent way to unwind. Right, Jeremy?
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that you knew
Yeah.
that we have video, because after 6 seasons of not having video, I think we should mention it.
Yeah.
Every
Well, live
episode.
video anyway. Live video.
The live video, exactly.
Yeah. Because I mean, live video, and even if you do end up watching, more, I guess, chopped up version. I mean, we just kind of separate part 1 and part 2 for our final YouTube videos. It's an excellent way to kind of watch us in smaller spurts, especially during your breaks, in between classes, or on your 15-minute break at work, or
I
even
mean,
lunch.
hell, even if you just want to say, "Oh, I only want to listen to the soup du jour,"
Yes.
right?
Because
It's like, "Oh, I haven't seen Axel F yet."
Yeah.
It's like, let me just listen to soup du jour. You could do that. Watch part 2.
Yeah. And I mean, the brilliant thing about what Jeremy and I have done over the last few years, and almost
Not to
Yeah.
pat our own backs,
and not to pat our own backs. And
how brilliant we are.
brilliant we are, especially these last almost 7 seasons. I mean, every episode that we've ever done is in an archive somewhere, mainly on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But I mean, we're building that library on YouTube now, especially since this is where, I mean, we're new to it here. It's even season 7. So, again, if you are joining us live, if you've already seen Axel F, great. And if you want to join us a little bit later because you don't want to get spoiled on Beverly Hills Axel F, and because you plan on watching it, definitely check us out for the soup du jour in about 45 minutes or so. So definitely check us out. But again, as Jeremy alluded to, we have a lot to get to. So let's go ahead and issue that spoiler warning. I mean, we are going to be talking about Beverly Hills Cop, that franchise, because this week, Axel. Wait, that was my best Surge impression. Axel.
Yeah, I was confused in the first movie. I'm like, what?
Axel Foley returns to Beverly Hills, where it all started 40 years earlier, but this time to save his daughter and a few of his pals in Beverly Hills Cop. Axel F. Axel F is now streaming on Netflix, so definitely check it out. I believe the first 2 are on Netflix as well, so if you want to really go go into nostalgia mode, maybe get into the whole deal. The first 2 are on Netflix, and actually all 3 are on Paramount Plus. So none of those platforms are sponsoring us just yet, but yeah, we're not sponsored yet by Paramount Plus or Netflix, so we're just waiting.
Almost. Yeah, we're just waiting.
We're just waiting. But Jeremy, let's get right into the double feature. For those that are new to this podcast, this is where I have a question for Jeremy. He doesn't know what I'm going to ask. And likewise, Jeremy has a question for me that I have no idea he's going to ask. So, Jeremy, this latest installment comes 40 years after the original Beverly Hills Cop and 30 years after the most recent installment, Beverly Hills Cop 3. And so, since we're no longer giving weekly reel awards, namely the On Your Left award for best callback reference, Jeremy, what was your favorite callback reference to any of the previous installments?
Oh, okay. Knowing like the first one that popped into my mind, I might choose that one, but I'm trying to remember this movie because it's been 2 weeks now. I try to watch a little bit of recaps and stuff. In terms of, it's like, what did they rehash and what they didn't rehash? In a way, I like them stealing the truck that they were in and like all the cops crashing into each other. That's my callback from the first.
They did that actually twice with the snowplow in the
right,
beginning.
Yeah,
too.
You got the snowplow in the very beginning and the truck at the very end.
But the truck at the end was like the best.
Yeah, and I was waiting for the entire movie for the Axel F, theme to go. Dude. In the beginning, I'm like, oh, they're teasing it. And for a while, before this movie or the last 2 weeks, I've never seen any of the Beverly Hills Cop movies, right? So the theme was totally escaped me when I would hear it in other pop culture or whatever. I was like, oh, so this is where it's from. I thought they were like, oh, okay. The music's nice. I like this.
Honestly, I forgot the name of the song was Axel F. I was wondering. Remember, we were trying to figure out. I was like, that's weird. How come they're calling this latest one Beverly Hills Cop Axel F? That's kind of a weird title.
Yeah, and I put the subtitles on during the first one.
Yeah,
and it's the Axel F theme playing. I'm like, why do they keep playing it every time? It's like it's gonna play every scene anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, that one, and I'm gonna go. But the one that that popped into my mind right away was when Billy he does the police badge. Put your guns down.
Yes. Drop your weapons.
Drop your weapons. But what I wanted him to say though, because obviously now he's a private investigator.
PI, yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't say like we're the police, right?
Yeah.
See, that's what I liked. I like both. So the first one's still better when he did it, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
But I was hoping he would say, "Oh yeah, like we're the police. Drop your weapons." Yeah.
By the way, this is kind of random because obviously near the end we finally get Rosewood and Taggart in the same kind of frame. Remember when they were kind of talking outside of the mansion and everything? But I was like, because I also did a rewatch, and for the first 2 movies, because Taggart wasn't actually in the third one. Wait, you didn't watch the third one yet, huh?
I did not watch the third one.
Well, that's a little bit of a spoiler. There was like a line that I don't know if you caught about him being retired. Oh. But that's how they explained him not being in the third one. It's because he was retired. That's why for me, when Taggart actually appeared, I was like, oh, he's back.
I just went, damn,
yeah. Yeah, but like when they were talking outside of the mansion, I was like, dude, why does Rosewood look like thicker or bigger than than Taggart? Because it was always the other way around.
Right.
Rosewood was always the slender one.
Yeah, just a tall and more goofy, like lanky one.
One, yeah. But no, those were good ones. Those were actually a few of the ones that I actually took down. As far as the callbacks, the snowplow, the truck, as well as the drop your weapons. Um, a couple of the ones that I did like were more super nostalgia related. Obviously, the movie basically starting with the song, the 80s song, "The Heat Is On." I was like, "Oh, dude, this is so 1984 right now." And then even the snowplow scene. I mean, we talked about the thing, but they actually um they actually did the. Oh wait, no, sorry. It was during the Meter Maids chase scene. They did the Neutron Dance song. So for me, it's like the 80s music melded together in 2024 with this latest version. Um, it brought back a lot of the cool nostalgia for me. It was the music. Um, but in terms of actual scenes, the very, 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 very end, when Eddie Murphy, Axel Foley sneaks into the car, it's like, you guys must be the worst surveillance team, and then he convinces them to eventually get a steak. It just brought back that first movie when he
Yeah.
orders them room service. The was it the shrimp salad sandwich and the I forgot what the second thing was, and then
Yeah, I
so
forgot.
you could sneak behind him and stick the bananas in the tailpipe.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna invite them to the club, man. At the
I
end of
mean,
this
they
movie.
maybe on the next one. I did like that reference though when
Yeah.
Rosewood was asking Abbott. It's like, hey, did he take you to a strip club yet?
Yeah, yeah.
Axel was
Almost.
like, I am not taking this guy to the thing. It's like he had intercourse with my daughter or
That
my
was good.
kid or whatever he said.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that was too good.
That was a
What
good one.
were there any other like callbacks that you kind of want to mention, or did you want to save them for later on in?
I will call in terms of callbacks.
Mhm.
I am that actually leads perfectly into my question. My
Oh, go
question's
ahead.
a
Yeah.
little bit different.
Okay.
And I feel like we could discuss more of them in the dailies. My question for you, I almost want to say this is it's a little copy and paste, right?
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
right?
Like
Which
literally
is
specific scenes, like just updated 40 years later. Oh, for sure.
right, right. So, my question for you
Yeah.
is, do you feel like, or are there any scenes or aspects of the movie that you felt like actually were executed better
Oh.
in this movie that maybe, or like maybe that you prefer, like, oh, this is actually, I like this in this movie rather than in the first one?
Ooh. Man, that's a good question.
I mean, if none of them do it, then obviously you can point out which which scene that you thought was the worst out of the bunch. I don't know.
I honestly, I feel like I don't think that any of them were better, but I feel like just because they did that copy and paste and lean into the nostalgia, I still enjoyed it regardless. Just because I was kind of curious to see how they would just um just update it. You know, like I feel like, I mean, this isn't like it's sort of a throwaway, but I mean, especially when you get to the point where Axel Foley was checking into that Beverly Hills hotel,
Mm.
somehow snuck his way into, or talked his way into getting a single room rate, and it was only like $230 something or whatever. And he got us. He was trying to see if he could get away with it. He was just, oh, I'm tired. Uh,
Dude,
I
that's
just need a
exactly
room.
mine. That's
Yeah,
exactly my scene that I chose. I was like, it fit him too. Like as an
yeah.
older Eddie Murphy, older Axel Foley.
Hmm.
I was like, that's so good because I don't it's like it, that joke. I was like, ooh, it was getting old as he was saying it.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Um, I felt like it was getting old because that gag in the first one was really funny.
Mhm.
But I was like, this. I don't know if this is a joke that you can improve upon. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that they like showed like their hand,
A little bit of
basically.
restraint. It was
Right.
like, you know what? How much is it? And then it just basically showed what inflation is. I don't know how accurate it is, but I mean, 40 years, it went up to what, $940 a night.
I've heard that probably right.
Dude, hell expensive. Um, but yeah, I mean, there were some other enjoyable moments. It's just I feel like the ones that stood out to me were actually I felt like were I wouldn't say original, but I don't remember really. I can't really think of any comps from the previous installments, they're but I've seen it in other movie franchises, I should say. But I like that one scene where Abbott was tailing Foley and Jane, and then they get ambushed by was it the
Oh yeah,
cartel?
I think
Or
so. Right.
yeah, it was. I think it was it was the uncle.
They did a full on Nick Fury and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, dude. I thought that was pretty sick.
It was
And they did
intense.
it and they did that with a really old American truck or whatever. I forgot what the name of the rental company was. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it. I'm trying to
But yeah,
remember.
they did a Winter Soldier light. And thank you. I was trying to figure out where I seen some of that. I was like, thank you.
There you go. Like one thing I missed though was just Taggart and Rosewood
Hmm.
being like cops together and them talking to Axel like in the police station.
Hmm.
Like that, those interactions from the first one were like my favorite. Where they would remember when they like arrested Axel in the very first one, and they're having their exchanges there. I
Yeah.
think though that was like one of my favorite, some of my favorite stuff. The dynamic between them three,
Yeah.
and not
I
having that in this movie, I think I missed that.
Yeah, I was trying to think of ways where they could fit a little bit more of that in, but I think they wanted to take the time to obviously establish the heart of the movie between Axel and his daughter Jane, and then obviously they had to integrate Abbott
Yeah,
somehow, and so they had to establish his character as well. So there was a lot of heavy lifting to do with that, and
yeah,
then so it was a little bit of a different dynamic too because Taggart then got moved up to was it chief or something like
Chief.
that.
Yeah,
So it's not like they're going to be partners again like they were in the first couple.
right. And I miss Chief Bogomil.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
wow,
Ronnie Cox's character.
yeah. Chief Bogomil actually wasn't in the third one either.
Oh, he wasn't.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Because
Um,
when he gets shot in the second one, I'm like, no.
yeah, I know, I know. Actually, I'll mention this tidbit that I came into my head in the dailies. But yeah, I mean, I thought this was surprisingly better than I thought it would, even though it was a blatant ripoff of the first one, essentially.
Right. It's like people that haven't seen the first one that just find this on Netflix, they could watch it and still follow it for the most part, you know?
Hmm.
Like, oh, Axel just knows these old guys. I mean, Rosewood's in it only for like 2 minutes. I thought he would be in it for a little bit more.
Yeah. Um, Minor spoiler for the third one. We get a lot of Rosewood in the third one.
Oh.
So
So,
if you want to see more of Axel Foley and Rosewood as more of a duo, you'll definitely get that in the third one.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. But yeah, was there anything else on the double feature as far as um, I guess comparisons between I guess the previous installments or maybe the original one to this current one?
Like, I know like Eddie Murphy's obviously older, and I just remember some of the scenes from the first one where he has to be more athletic and jump over stuff. I was like, you can't see that nowadays. He might just get hurt.
I know it was very noticeable. Obviously, like, okay, so I told Jeremy this yesterday when we were hanging out offline, but I watched the first two finally on Sunday night, and then on Monday night I ended up watching the third one into Axel F. And so yeah, you get to see how quick he is in those first three, and then especially when he's escaping Rosewood's office or whatever, and then he's like running, and he's not really running very fast. He was running really slow, and it wasn't even that far or whatever. I was like, oh man, he is really getting old now, especially also near the end. Not even just talking about Foley, but both Rosewood and Taggart when they were in the mansion. I was like, oh my god, they're leading into the old.
When freaking Taggart brought out the shotgun again, I was like, oh yeah, same thing,
dude. Even Rosewood when he got when he got freed and he got the gun, I was like, oh shoot, here we go. It's like the second one.
Yeah, dude. The second one, the trench coat.
Yeah. He became like Rambo. Oh, I did like that callback reference with the whole Sylvester, the Rambo knife, and his love for Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, one thing I did like. I don't know if this is a hot take or not.
Yeah,
I felt like Kevin Bacon's character, Cade Grant, I actually thought was possibly like a stronger villain than like the second one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's not hard. These are like 80s villains. And they, as soon as he stood up from the couch, I'm like,
oh, he's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
We all knew it.
Because when we saw the cast for this movie, like, oh, Eddie Murphy, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, obviously the Judge Reinhold and all that stuff, John Ashton as the coming back. But then they saw Kevin Bacon. I was like, oh, it's over.
This guy's going to be the bad guy.
Yeah, it's either Joseph Gordon-Levitt, it's going to be the good cop, or he's going to be the right-hand man to Kevin Bacon.
And I'm glad he was the right-hand man. I mean, not right-hand. He's basically the good cop.
He's the good cop. He's just playing John Blake again from Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go right into the dailies because I thought it was funny with the whole Dark Knight Rises comp. I literally have that as my first item on the dailies because obviously you got Detective Blake playing himself. I'm sorry, Detective Abbott, or is Abbott or Habit? What was? Did you say Habit? Habit. Abbott, but I thought that was funny in Dark Knight Rises where he plays opposite a Detective Foley. Oh my god!
Oh shoot! Yeah,
played by Matthew Modine.
That's so dumb. I didn't even think about that.
It's all a part of the whole multiverse. It's like different variants. Wow. You got a different variant on Detective Foley.
That's a very different Foley.
Oh shoot!
Honestly, okay. Here's I'll start off with some negative thing for the dailies. I thought the dynamic between him and his daughter Jane Saunders, it was okay. It was like at the same time, she like I think she says she's like 32, but she's clearly not over to like. I feel like this is kind of like a teenage daughter kind of a way of acting about it, with her, like both of them, the whole premise of it and the way they wrote it. I was like, this doesn't feel very like he's older and she's like 32. And then he's like, oh, I'm still doing my job. I'm freaking Axel Foley, but even though he's like I'm still doing my job and he's like freaking, Walker, you know what I mean? It's like, damn. I think that was my biggest complaint was like it made Axel's character a little like unlikable in those moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, he's been doing a lot of questionable things in over 3 movies, but I mean, almost all likable stuff. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
in terms of the moral code, sometimes he'll kind of gray the lines a little bit, blur the
Right.
lines.
Like I could excuse his property damage and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like when it involves like his family. Did he have like a wife in the third one? Or
Oh,
does
that
it
was
just
that was actually one of my nitpicks for the dailies.
okay?
Do you want a little bit?
Yeah. You can
It's
tell me.
not spoilers for the plot, but in Beverly Hills Cop 3, and they talked about remember when they were talking about his case file when they first get to BHPD, they were talking about 1984, obviously the first one, 1987, which was the second one, and then 1994, which was the third one. In that third one, they introduce a sort of love interest, but 1994, if we're led to believe, because they didn't mention a daughter in that movie, I'm guessing the mom was the sort of love interest in that third one. So the math ain't mathin'.
See,
I would have thought. I would have thought that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Remember when he showed interest in Bogomil's niece
Daughter.
in the second one, daughter.
I think.
See, I thought maybe that would be like her mom because they don't mention who the mom is.
Yeah. No. The mom probably would have been whoever that love interest was in the third one. But then that would have been 30 years ago. And at the oldest, she should have been 29.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. And again, I don't know if this is like someone that they just didn't mention, or if they didn't do the math. I don't know. That's just a little bit of a nitpick for me in the Beverly Hills Cop universe.
Nitpick.
Yeah. Any other items for the dailies? Whether it be more callbacks. Yeah.
Yeah, super random. I know you might appreciate this. And I don't know if you spotted this. We got one of the Neistat brothers. Like as in Casey Neistat. I saw him in this movie. I saw Dean Neistat.
Oh shoot, when?
At the very end, people will know where this is because it's when they're going through the truck, and then it's like, "Oh, why don't we call in backup?" And then he hits the first cop's car when that door goes flying.
Oh, and then he gets hit again later.
Yeah, and he gets hit again later. That's Dean Neistat.
Oh shoot, I didn't recognize him.
It's blink it and you miss it, and because he doesn't say anything. And I was like, "Oh shoot, is Dean Neistat gonna have a line?" He doesn't get a line.
I know. He got another appearance, though.
Yeah, he got 2 appearances. He screams, and then he crashes into everybody else.
I thought he was going to die in that second one.
Yeah. Under cast, he's just listed as stunt driver.
Shoot. Speaking of random cameos, I saw Afion Crockett, the comic. He was the one where he did a code switch with his weird, I don't know, British accent or something like that. Help brother out. Well, you're not gonna help brother out. Well, no, I got wife and kids, or whatever. You gonna help brother out?
That's so that
was pretty good. It reminded me of the Chris Rock scene in the second one.
Oh right, dude! I forgot that was Chris Rock. I forgot, dude.
Yeah, dude. That was so good. More cameos. Have you watched Happy Gilmore before?
Yeah. It's been a while though.
Yeah. Well, did you recognize that golfer? Remember when they crashed the helicopter in the golf course?
Oh yeah. No.
That's Shooter McGavin, bro.
No way, dude.
I mean,
Shooter McGavin?
I mean, they credited him as golfer, but let's be honest. This is in the Happy Gilmore or what was it, Happy Madison universe. In my head canon, this is Shooter McGavin.
No.
The Shooter McGavin, bro. Look it up on IMDb.
I'm looking at IMDb. Like what? He's listed as
golfer.
Golfer. Christopher McDonald.
Yep.
Oh, what? That is him. What the heck? Damn, he's old.
Yeah, I know. I know. I was like, wait, does this mean they're making a Happy Gilmore 2?
Oh shoot! I don't ruin that, man.
Oh,
Don't ruin that movie.
sheesh. Um, another random cameo. Actually, this one was more of a photo. But in the near the beginning, Axel Foley visits Paul Reiser's character, Jeffrey Friedman, I think. Hold on, put it in my notes. Yeah, Jeffrey Friedman. Um, he's basically like the head of the Detroit Police Department. Well, until he retires on screen or whatever. But if you look closely in the background, you get to see Inspector Todd, a photo of him in like hanging in
Oh
the office.
really?
Yeah, so I looked it up. He actually dies in real life in 2016.
Oh dang!
Yeah. And did you want a minor spoiler for the third one? Actually, it's a major spoiler.
Is it a major spoiler? Does it involve a Ferrari?
No. Actually, you know
Okay.
what? I'll let you watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because yeah, those are always good in the second one.
Yeah. But yeah. I like the Inspector Todd mini cameo with the photo. It was similar to when we watched Mission Impossible last season, and we saw what was her name?
Which one?
The head of the CIA from Fallout.
Oh, Angela Bassett's
Yeah,
character.
Angela Bassett's
Yeah.
character. You were the one who spotted that, like eagle eyes. I was like, "What? I didn't know that." And then when I rewatched it, I was like, "Damn it, Jeremy was right."
I try to, man. I'll miss the most obvious stuff sometimes, like Shooter McGavin.
Well, I mean, for this one, it was a little easier just because that was one of my favorite movies. And then for that cameo with the screen, I was like, "Oh shoot, it is!" And then it was one of those where I could just pause and go back and then do it again. You can't do that in the theaters.
Oh yeah. There you go. Anything else for the dailies?
Yes. One last random thing. Going back to the nostalgia thing that I was mentioning in the double feature, I just like the fact that in every movie he drives through Beverly Hills, and you kind of get to see it updated a little bit. And yeah, it was just like, this is Beverly Hills Cop.
The two Beverly Hills Cop 2 was probably my least favorite,
Yeah.
just because it's so Tony Scott.
Yes, it was very Tony Scott.
It's like when it's directed by Tony Scott and then did the whole montage.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can tell. I mean, the rest of the movie's fine for the most part, but yeah, it's like this is definitely Top Gun esque.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, that was the dailies. That's one of the new segments that we introduced in season 7. Here's the next. This is now where we find out how both Jeremy and I, what we think of this movie in the real review. So, Jeremy, do you want to give your real review for Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F?
Yes. Okay. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F is definitely. I've only seen the first two and this one. It's easily the worst one out of the bunch, in my opinion. The energy is still there. It brings back that 80s energy, but in more of a copy paste vibe. I still enjoyed it. There's some set pieces that I think are really well done that I actually think that would have looked cool in theaters, but this is only on Netflix. It involves some cars and some driving. I think I won't say too much there. Eddie Murphy, I think it gives a pretty decent performance once again, as Axel Foley gives that energy that I felt from the 80s. But he really does carry this movie. The rest, there's some highlights, but some lowlights, I believe, are some of the newer characters that they introduced, such as Jane and Abbott. I feel like those characters not as well fitting into the Axel Foley world. So I am giving Beverly Hills Cop Axel F a still solid. 1950 out of 3,000, a 65%.
Seems like we kind of watched the same movie.
Oh no.
Not like last week. Not like last week. Oh man, I'm gonna. Well, you'll see.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, I was dying re-editing that video from last week or 2 weeks ago, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, for my real review, did Beverly Hills Cop Axel F need to be made? Definitely not. Am I glad they released Beverly Hills Cop Axel F? That would be a resounding yes. I had bottom of the barrel expectations given that Beverly Hills Cop 3, which was the most recent installment of the Beverly Hills Cop franchise, was released 30 years ago in 1994. Even though, admittedly, it is a guilty pleasure movie of mine. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F leans into the nostalgia, and I'm here for it. They brought back the gang, Rosewood, Taggart, Friedman, and of course, Serge. I hope I said that right. Serge. Taylor Page gives a solid performance as Axel Foley's daughter, Jane, and they even enlist heavy hitters such as Kevin Bacon and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Was Axel F close to delivering peak Beverly Hills Cop? Definitely not. But because of nostalgia and snappy enough one-liners, I'm giving it an irrational 2100 out of 3000 on the I Love You 3000 scale, which is a 70%, only because it's really 65% with a 5% bump. Let's be honest.
No, nostalgia is real, man.
Yeah, no. I was like, dude, I shouldn't like this movie as much as I did, and I still enjoyed it. And honestly, I don't think I probably would have enjoyed it if I didn't do the rewatch. I think if I just watched this on a standalone, it probably would be hovering around 55 to 60% on a Rotten Tomato scale, just looking at it objectively.
Yeah, if I didn't watch the other ones and I just only watched this one,
yeah,
I would be like, this is fine. Probably
Yeah.
like 60, right?
Yeah. I guess kind of random. I mean, I don't think we'll get to really discuss this in part 2, even though we will be talking about 80s movies. There's your teaser for the soup du jour later. I'm guessing you like the first one the best? Or
In
did
a
you like
way-
the second one the best?
No, I did like the first one the best, just
Okay.
because But the one thing I did like about the second one more was the kind of buddy cop stuff with
Mhm.
Taggart and Rosewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice, just kind of a random Beverly Hills Cop 1984 tangent, did you notice that one of the henchmen in that movie was Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad? Or did you get that far in Breaking Bad?
Let me see. In 84?
Yeah, Mike Ehrmantraut.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because he looks so different. Freaking, what's his name?
Oh my goodness, I
what's
forgot
his
his name too.
I know what you're talking about. Freaking A, I'm gonna look up Breaking Bad. Because it's like a one name, like moniker type thing, right? That he uses in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, well, he's just known as Mike.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, what was the name?
Shoot, I'm looking it up real quick. Going to the cast.
Jonathan Banks.
Damn. Let's see.
Yeah,
Are
it's
we
Jonathan
thinking of the
Banks.
same thing? Jonathan Banks. Making
Yeah.
sure this is the right guy. Yeah, this is definitely the right guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember when I actually rewatched this, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago. I saw it on Netflix or something like that the first time. This is before, obviously, XLF came out. I remember watching it for the first time in decades. And I was like, holy crap, that's Mike. And I had just gotten done maybe watched a recent episode of Better Call Saul, obviously within the same Breaking Bad universe.
Mhm.
And I was like, dude, that's Mike. And I had to look it up. I'm like, oh, that's Mike.
Yeah, I mean, freaking Axel kicked his butt, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Dude, one thing I noticed, and I don't know if I remember it on the third one. I have to rack my brain on that. But you were talking about Chris Rock and then Afion Crockett in this one. In the very first movie, did you notice Damon Wayans?
No, where was he?
Damon Wayans, man. He was some sort of random guy. Hold on. Damon Wayans. He was the banana man. He was the one who gave Axel Foley the bananas.
Oh, really? Holy crap. No, I gotta go. I gotta look that up again.
Yeah, it's
Dang,
like,
I
hey,
did
can
not
I get a couple of bananas? Here's 3.
know. Yeah. Dude,
And then obviously,
everyone looks so different then.
yeah, dude. Yeah. So crazy.
I mean, Jonathan Banks, he just looks more intimidating as he got older.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Chris Rock, obviously, was very much different.
Oh man, okay. Well, that concludes the Beverly Hills Cop rewatch portion of this podcast episode. Let's get right into guessing the Rotten Tomatoes score. We have now reached the final stretch. Including this week, we have 3 points left up for grabs, and Jeremy has a 2-point lead. So essentially, I need to win out the rest of the season for me to take the title, because wait, there wouldn't be a scenario. Oh yeah, there wouldn't be a scenario. Actually, no, there is a scenario. I don't want to underestimate ties in this competition.
Yeah.
But yeah, there. Either way, because Jeremy's the title holder. If we are tied, he would still retain the title because we got WWE rules
Exactly.
up in here. So I actually have to beat him. And so I have to beat him these next 3 weeks. So he's up 11-9 here in season 7. He's looking to become a 3-time back-to-back champ. Jeremy, what is your guess for Beverly Hills Cop Axel F?
It's pretty close to my real review score because I am guessing 62%.
No!
Damn it. Damn it.
No! I think this clinches the title for you, actually, because I also
really?
guessed 62%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a bad thing for you.
That's
then.
a very bad thing for me. Yeah.
Damn, okay. He guessed.
Congratulations on the title, man. I mean, it was kind of anticlimactic for the way the award the belt, but yeah. It is what it is. And this basically just proves we don't cheat.
We don't. Yeah, like I wouldn't guess to tie like 4 times this season.
Yeah. I think I actually just prefaced it. Hey, never underestimate a tie. And sure enough, for like the 6th or 7th time we've tied.
Seriously. But
Oh,
the
shoot.
real score for Beverly Hills Cop Axel F is 66%.
I
Damn.
would have thought it would have been more bordering on fresh or not. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, if I guessed my score, I would have actually been closer.
Yeah, you would have been. All right, well, we both get the point, and Jeremy clinches yet another title. He wins the season 7 belt. Actually, do you have the belt near you?
Where is the belt? It'll be here next week, I think.
There you go. Okay. See, he even thought that he wasn't going to win the title this
Yeah,
week.
no, he's not yet. I was waiting until the end of the season.
Yeah. Well, but the current score, I mean, we're going to play the season out. I want to see if I can at least salvage a tie. Because, I mean, what better way to end the season than an actual tie? Jeremy is up 12-10 heading into next week. What are we covering next week, Jeremy?
Well, next week. I freaking broke. I don't want to spoil myself, for one. We are closing out the global phenomenon, the epic conclusion of this trilogy. Of the Glenn Powell trilogy of the season, we are watching Twisters 2024. The epic conclusion of the Glenn Powell trilogy of the Weekly Reel podcast finally comes to an end in Twisters, starring the man, the myth, the legend, Glenn Powell and Daisy Edgar Jones.
Oh man. I can't wait. I
Man,
might
I
actually
can't
do a Glenn Powell rewatch.
Dude, the more that dude, you gotta watch Set It Up on Netflix. That's one of my favorite Glenn Powell movies.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll make it a quadrilogy then.
There you go. Dude, as the weeks have gone by, that my anticipation for this movie has just like skyrocketed. I'm like, is this close to Deadpool Wolverine? It's like, I think it might be.
Shoot, that's too good. But yeah, this is just like Jeremy said, this is gonna be the third Glenn Powell movie that we're covering. I mean, we talked about a Glenn Powell movie earlier in this episode with Dark Knight Rises.
You could rewatch that movie.
I might just rewatch that too and make it a pentology. I don't know
There
if
you
that's a
go.
word. But yeah, so earlier this season we covered Anyone But You with oh my goodness, what's her name?
Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, I don't remember her name, but I remember Glenn Powell. I should
There
tell
you go.
us. And then we covered actually just last month or so, we covered Hitman with Glenn Powell, and so we got Twisters now with Glenn Powell. So I don't want to spoil any of the one-liners for next week, but all I'll say is all pie is good pie.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait
I'm
until
ready.
next week. Actually, really, I mean, we're live streaming on July 17th. Me and Jeremy are watching this tomorrow, so I actually have to finally rewatch Twister
Dude.
tonight on Max after this live stream.
Yeah, we're getting nostalgia hits right now.
I know, man. So I'm kind of curious to see how it holds up. I haven't watched Twister in many, 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 many years. So I'm curious to see if it looks really dated or not.
I think there's some sequences, yeah, but
Okay.
I think you might be surprised.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, we'll probably talk a little bit about Twister next week when we talk about Twisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So, between now and next week, Jeremy, is there a platform that you would like to highlight for the Weekly Reel podcast?
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. And if you want to watch this up kind of in parts, or you forgot to watch us live, you could always go on YouTube, the Weekly Reel podcast, and there's some shorts on there. There's some kind of breakdown of the episodes there, and you get notified of when our next live stream is. So if you subscribe, hit the bell notification, then that will be all set up for you there.
Yes, definitely check us out on YouTube. Also, check us out on Instagram at Weekly Reel. On Instagram, we mainly post news, direct links to each of our videos or podcast episodes, as well as reels for short clips from our live stream. So definitely follow us on Instagram at Weekly Reel. Also follow us on TikTok at Weekly Reel Pod, where we mainly post our reel reviews there, as well as fun edits from our Soup du Jour episode, which you should stay tuned for in part 2. Today is going to be a fun one. We have something new in store for you guys. So at Weekly Reel Pod is where you should follow. I feel like that channel's probably grown the fastest out of the 3 that we currently have.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up part 1 of this live stream, check out the previous episode. I don't want to say last week because, again, we missed last week because of this stupid virus that I have right now. But check out episode 125 on A Quiet Place, day 1. It's now available to watch, stream on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you prefer to either watch or listen to. And as Jeremy mentioned, part 3 of our Glenn Powell trilogy concludes with Twisters 2024. It's out in theaters this weekend, so definitely support your local movie theater and check it out so that you can join in on next week's live stream. So
support Glenn Powell.
Support Glenn Powell. And all pie is good pie. I just want to say that. Oh man, but for those of you who are still on the live stream, definitely stay tuned for part 2 as we debut that new segment as we talk about 80s movies in the soup du jour. But for everyone else, we'll see you next week on The Reel.
Hello and welcome back from the break. This is the soup du jour.
What's the soup du jour?
Well, Ken, it's the soup of the day.
That sounds good. I'll have that.
Because we are going to have a new game today. We are playing Stream, Own, Skip. And today we are going to be talking about 80s movies. And not any random 80s movies. Thankfully, someone actually posted this. And Ken's going to remind me who it was.
It was Jason Solo. We want to give him all the credit. He was on TikTok. I just happened to see it on my TikTok algorithm. Thought it was pretty cool. Thought it would be a fun kiss, marry, what was it? Kiss, marry, kill.
Yeah.
And we decided to put a movie spin on it. So it will be Stream, Own, Skip.
Stream, Own, Skip. Yeah. So that's going to be pretty fun. Ken, let's start off with 1980. I'm going to...
Oh, man.
How do I put myself? I never really tried this layout before. Can I switch to you here? Here, if I switch here. Nope, that's not.
How about the one on the right? What's that one look like? The one next. Oh, that one. Oh,
yeah. Hang on. Let's try this. If I put you there and then put you here, haha. You got the floor.
There you go. Well, we're still ironing out the kinks here on this StreamYard platform, the UI. But yes, so what we'll do is we'll do a version of what Kiss, Marry, Kill. In this case, we're doing Stream, Own, Skip, and we're gonna go row by row, each year by year, starting with the best year of all time, 1980. It was the year that I was born. Okay, I will admit that I've only seen one out of the 3 movies. So easily I would own Empire Strikes Back. It's still my favorite Star Wars theatrical release of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So I would own Empire Strikes Back. I would stream probably 9 to 5, only because I don't know what Stir Crazy is. I should have probably looked that up. So,
let's see. 9 to
I'm
5
so sorry.
Is okay. That looks interesting. Okay, let me look up Stir Crazy.
What's Stir Crazy? That's actually what I'm kind of curious about.
Let's see. Stars Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. Set up and wrongfully accused. 2 best friends are sent to prison for a crime they didn't commit. However, no prison cell can keep them locked in a cage.
Oh,
looks
never
like
mind.
a comedy.
Actually, I would stream that. I would stream Stir Crazy, and then I'd probably I'd skip 9 to 5. Never mind. I should have probably looked this up before we hit the live stream. So, Empire Strikes Back. Just to recap,
Mm-hmm.
I'll own Empire Strikes Back. Skip Stir Crazy, and stream Stir Crazy and skip 9 to 5. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
For me, I am doing Own Empire Strikes Back. I like you. I haven't seen the other 2. I have to look them up, obviously. Yeah. Own Empire Strikes Back. Dude, I'm gonna go with Stream 9 to 5.
Yeah.
When I read the little synopsis first, I'm like, why not? You know me, like if it's a comedy, I'm pretty hard to please, so I'm gonna go with Skip Stir Crazy.
Yeah. Well, because I mean it's Richard Pryor. I think that would be more of my type of comedy, my humor, a little bit more raunchier. I'm guessing. It was Gene Wilder from. We were just talking about it not offline, but this past weekend we were celebrating Christmas in July.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Gene Wilder wasn't he in whatchamacallit? No. Wait, what was he in? Never mind. I might be mixing up my older actors. Hold
What are
on.
you talking? Because
Oh no, he was in Willy Wonka. He's Willy Wonka.
yeah,
Never mind.
He's Willy Wonka, not Yeah, he's not in any Christmas movie that I know of.
No, I was thinking It's a Wonderful Life, but I think I got the names mixed up.
Yeah.
Sorry, strike that from the memory.
The memories. Ignore what just happened.
It didn't happen.
It did.
Men in Black thing.
Yeah.
Boink.
There you go.
All right,
All right.
so 1981, we have what? Raiders of the Lost Ark, For Your Eyes Only, 007, and Superman 2. Oh, so we got some heavy hitters. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's good. I would probably own. Actually, let's do stream. Well, did in that order. I'd probably stream Raiders of the Lost Ark. I would own Superman 2. I think it's arguably the best Christopher Reeves Superman movie. And then I would skip For Your Eyes Only.
Okay. Yeah, well, here we go. Let's switch to me. I agree with you because I'm doing the same thing. Yeah, I am streaming Raiders of the Lost Ark. God, that was tough though.
Yeah, that was tough. That's
That's
closer
bad.
than that's one of the closer ones. For
But
sure.
you know me, I love Superman.
Mhm.
So Superman 2 you got to own. Skip For Your Eyes Only. So, let's do that. Why
All right.
not?
Okay, so for 1982, we have what? E.T., Rocky 3, and Tootsie. Oh, man, we got some heavy hitters here too. Oh shoot!
Yeah.
My
I've
God.
never seen Tootsie though.
Oh, you
What
haven't?
is
It's
this?
actually
What
it's
is
actually pretty.
Tootsie?
I think it's right up your alley. It's
Really?
Dustin Hoffman, playing Tootsie, and it begat.
This sounds weird.
Yeah, he plays a lady.
I'm like, what is this?
And it actually
Okay.
begat one of the most popular 80s love songs. What was it? Could it be you all of my life? That song. I probably said I probably butchered the thing because, one, I don't have a really good singing voice. Two, whatever singing voice I had is wrecked because of this whatever I have. So anyway, I think Tootsie's actually right up your alley. I think you would probably enjoy it.
Huh. Okay.
Okay, but that
I
being
mean, but
said,
then again, you got these two guys.
yeah, I know. I would probably stream in that order E.T. because that's a classic. I would own Rocky 3 because I feel like that's, dude, we get Mr. T and you get Eye of the Tiger. Gotta own Rocky 3, and I'd probably skip Tootsie. So yeah, in that order.
Well, here we go again. For me, I'm going stream ET, own Rocky 3, and I'm gonna skip Tootsie, even though because I haven't seen it. But interesting. I watched ET a lot as a kid, but I don't think it's as like rewatchable. I
I
don't
think it
know.
would be more rewatchable in the 80s, but I feel like advancements in technology probably makes it aged more. Whereas Rocky
Yeah.
3 doesn't really, it relies on what? Real life stuff.
Yeah, it stays in the 80s, man. And
Yeah.
like when you want to go back to the 80s, just watch Rocky 3.
Yeah. I mean, they do have their booty shorts on. I felt like those came back a couple years ago. I don't know if they're as back as they once were, but yeah, they were back at one point in booty shorts. All right, 1983. We have what? Return of the Jedi, Flashdance, and what is that? Octopussy, I'm
I
guessing.
think it's Octopussy.
007.
I'm guessing, yeah.
I would probably go, and this I'll deviate from the way it the way it appears on screen. I would probably stream Octopussy, own Return of the Jedi, even though I think that's easily the worst of the original trilogy.
Just kidding. No, I don't think that's a hot take.
Yeah, and then I'd probably skip Flashdance.
Okay. Because I have to look at Flashdance, an 18-year-old female amateur dancer who performs nightly at come on, ads. It's like I'm trying to.
I could do the flash dance for you, and then where she pulls the thing, and then you get the iconic water splashing on the
See,
on the
I don't
girl
think
with the
I've
chair.
even seen that.
What?
I know Dirty Dancing.
It spawned the popular 80s song. I'm so excited,
Oh, really?
and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
Okay. I've never seen Octopussy either, so I am gonna go with Stream. I'm gonna go with Flashdance.
Yeah.
Just by looking at the synopsis little thing here. You can't see my screen, but yeah, the synopsis sounds interesting. I'm going Stream, Flashdance, own Return of the Jedi. I'm gonna skip Octopussy.
All right.
Yeah.
By the way, that's I think what you're looking at is Jason Solo on that photo. I think that was his little avatar on the right.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
That's
1984, we have Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Beverly Hills Cop, which we touched on a little bit in part 1 because we talked about Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. And then we got the original Ghostbusters. We got some heavy hitters here.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give you some hot takes here, though.
Oh no.
I will stream Ghostbusters. I will own Beverly Hills Cop. And I will skip Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom is actually my least favorite of the original trilogy.
Okay.
I really just didn't like that one, the main chick. I really hated her.
Okay.
Even though I love Short Round, and what you call it, but I couldn't stand the main actress.
Okay.
Couldn't do it.
Fair enough. For me, I am gonna do. Dang, this is a hard one. Holy crap.
We got heavy hitters in 84.
I'm gonna go with Stream Beverly Hills Cop.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna own Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Okay.
I am actually gonna skip Ghostbusters. I think that's a hot take. Yeah.
I feel like you can't really go wrong either way because all three were really
good. All of them are good, man.
Yeah.
85 though. Here we
85.
go.
Oh my god.
Here we go. I'm giving you the floor for 85.
No.
Crap,
why can't you
man.
go first on one of these? I'm just kidding.
I can if you want me to.
Nah, I think I got it. Okay, 1985. We have Back to the Future. We have Rambo First Blood Part. What was that? Part 2?
Yeah. First Blood Part 2. I don't know why they called it that, but that's what it is.
And then I will go, and then Rocky 4, actually. So, man, we got two Sly Stallone. Man, Sly Stallone was,
right.
He owned 1985. Holy crap.
But he couldn't beat Marty and Doc.
Oh my God, I know. Okay, I will stream. Oh my God, I'll stream Rocky 4, own Back to the Future, and skip Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Ooh, hot takes, hot takes.
My God, that was difficult. I love Rocky 4 though.
I am gonna go stream Rocky 4, own Back to the Future, and skip Rambo First Blood Part 2. And I'm gonna say right now, I don't know if Rambo First Blood Part 2 is actually that good. I guess it's you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I like the action Rambo and all that stuff. Rambo First Blood.
Okay.
It's very much like what I like when I watched that, and then I actually watched them kind of back to back. Yeah, but Back to the Future, I think for me, is like head and shoulders above these two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so we ended up duplicating.
Yeah, but
Okay.
for maybe slightly different reasons.
Yeah. Ooh, 1986, another heavy hitter. Well, for me, I love Crocodile Dundee. But in 86, we got Top Gun, the original, Crocodile Dundee, the original, and then Aliens,
Mhm.
the sequel. Okay, I've only seen, I think I've mentioned this earlier this season. I was like, wait, I still haven't seen Aliens yet. I think we were talking about, we were, remember ranking those sequels? This is the Soup du Jour Dune Part 2 episode.
Yeah.
That being said, I hear it's really good. It's James Cameron. I will stream Aliens. I own Top Gun. I actually do own Top Gun. And
all pie is good pie.
yeah, all pie is good pie. And then even though I love Paul Hogan in Crocodile Dundee, I gotta skip it. I mean, dude, these other two are just heavy hitters.
Okay. I agree because let's see. I'm actually going to own Aliens. I'm going to throw a wrench in this. I am streaming Top Gun. I think that's hot take. I love Top Gun.
Mm.
But after watching Top Gun Maverick, it makes me look at the first Top Gun a little. Not saying it's bad, but Top Gun Maverick is the movie that I love. So, and then I'm gonna skip Crocodile Dundee. I didn't see it.
Take my breath away? You're taking my breath away.
Dude, I mean the song though.
You're breaking my heart.
Freaking
wrong movie, Pad Bay.
the songs in Top Gun, man, are just top tier though. Just on the songs alone, it's over.
Yeah, man, come on. What the heck? All right.
That's the one thing that they couldn't replicate though in Maverick. Is those songs.
Yeah, they tried so hard with the Lady Gaga song.
Yeah.
And then they tried really hard with, well, it actually was pretty popular, that who sings that one song?
In which part of the movie?
The beach volleyball, not beach volleyball.
The One Republic song?
Yeah, the One Republic. Thank you. I was like, wait, I could hear the song. I'm horrible with names. All right, 1987, we have Fatal Attraction, Beverly Hills Cop 2, and a movie that we covered earlier in an earlier season, Dirty Dancing. I will say this as a caveat. I have not, surprisingly, have watched the number one grossing film of 1987, Fatal Attraction. So, that being said, I will stream Beverly Hills Cop 2 because I love Dirty Dancing because no one puts baby in the corner. I will own Dirty Dancing and skip Fatal Attraction like I have the last, 2024 minus 87.
Exactly. Can't do the math right now.
I can't do the math.
For me, oh, dang, this is hard. Dirty Dancing, huh? I'm going to stream Beverly Hills Cop 2. I'm going to own Dirty Dancing as well, man. Yeah. No one puts baby in the corner.
Yes.
And so, like you, I haven't seen Fatal Attraction. I looked up the synopsis, or not synopsis, but I guess synopsis.
Yeah.
It sounds dark, and I might like it, but I don't know. For the whole marriage stuff, I don't know. I don't think I would like it as much.
Yeah.
Stars Michael Douglas.
It does star Michael Douglas and what's her name?
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close. Yeah. She appears really psycho in that movie.
Oh crap. Let's not do that one.
All right. 1988. Dude, I look ahead at 1989. Oh my god. I'm still having nightmares over that one, but you'll see in a little bit. Okay, 1988, we have Rain Man, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and Coming to America. Oh, man, okay, I'll say that I haven't watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh my god, I can't talk anymore. So, that being said, I will stream Coming to America, own Rain Man, because, Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit will be a skip for me.
Okay. I'm not even going to switch it to my screen because, to be honest, I haven't seen any of these movies, not even Rain Man.
What?
I haven't seen Rain Man. That's like the one Tom Cruise movie I haven't seen. It's weird to say.
Whoa.
I think I've been saving that movie because I know it's good. But yeah, I haven't seen Coming to America. I actually haven't seen a lot of Eddie Murphy movies
Yeah.
either. And I think we knew that kind of going into Beverly Hills Cop. But I
Mhm.
haven't seen any of these movies, so I'm gonna skip this year.
What? Do you want to guess? We
If
got to
I
put
want to
something for the
guess,
TikTok.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna put myself on there then.
There you go.
If I were to guess
Okay, there you go.
on this alone, I would probably go stream Framing Roger Rabbit.
Oh, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm gonna go own Rain Man and skip Coming to America.
Mm,
That's my guess,
okay.
considering I've never watched them.
Yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit has a little. It's more of a concept, so it mixes live action with animation.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, which was pretty revolutionary in 1988.
It's like
I think.
Space Jam.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
Yeah, well, pretty much. All right, 1989. Ah, man, this one is probably the most difficult out of all of three. I don't know if you agree, but we have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is my favorite out of the original trilogy. We have Batman 1989 with Michael Keaton and Back to the Future 2. Holy
Dude,
crap.
this is nuts. I don't like this year. Too hard.
I mean, we might have to insert the SpongeBob meme 30 years later.
Seriously. This is
Oh
it,
my
man.
God.
This
All
is
right.
the year.
Ugh. Oh my God. Okay, this might be a extremely hot take. I will stream Batman, own Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and skip Back to the Future 2. I feel like there's no
Oh.
right answer.
Yeah. And you just committed
sounds-
blasphemy.
I know, it sounds so bad. Oh my God.
Oh God. So I don't think, I mean, people who are watching and we're gonna watch these reels and TikToks later. Yeah, there's no right answer to this. I'm streaming. For 1989, I am streaming Batman, just like you can.
Ooh.
I know, and you know me. I love my Batman, but I am gonna own Back to the Future 2.
Mm.
And unfortunately, I have to skip Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Dude, that's
Really?
insane. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like saying that. You know what I mean?
Man. And
I love Back to the Future 2. Wow.
so do I. There's so many plot holes, though. That's my
Yeah,
rationale. That's my rationale. Even though I love it.
It's time travel, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's like the flimsiest of the thing because I absolutely love Back to the Future 2. The first two are goated. The third one's pretty good still.
Yeah.
But man, that trilogy I feel like is so underrated in greatest trilogies of all time, actually.
Right. Like the first two, easily. It's like you have to watch them back to back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with part three. It's not as strong for sure.
Yeah. And I don't know. I figured I had to own at least one of the Indiana Jones because I skipped Temple of Doom and I think I only streamed Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I feel like I have to own one of them.
Yeah, this guy's gonna just skip all the Indiana Jones.
No, man. Maybe starting with 4, the Shia LaBeouf one.
Right.
I still haven't seen the 5th one. Have you seen Dial of Destiny yet?
I haven't seen Dial. No, I have not. We were almost considering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not seen Dial of Destiny.
Have you seen the Shia LaBeouf? It was a Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I think.
No,
it's
I haven't.
called.
I only seen the first 3.
Ah.
And how did people said Dial of Destiny was worse than the Shia LaBeouf one?
I heard mixed things actually. There was people
Really?
thought it was horrible, but some people said there's like good aspects of it.
Hmm.
You
I
know,
heard like Harrison Ford just phoned it in.
uh,
Harrison Ford phoned
mm,
it in
don't
because
you
Han Solo
mean?
dies.
Don't you mean Thunderbolt Ross?
I know. I'm excited for what's it called? Captain America: Brave New World.
I'm still gonna call it New World Order.
Yeah, I'm still optically cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I don't know how I mixed up all those words. But Ken, let's jump into the simmer because we're gonna basically talk about whatever we want. And we did watch a very interesting movie last night together in theaters. Dang. We watched Nicholas Evan Cage. Woo! But not in the same way as freaking Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent though. This
Definitely
is
not. He definitely plays someone else.
definitely
And
somebody else.
I I should have known it was that kind of okay. I had only seen the Long Legs trailer once. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really fully paying attention when we watched The Watchers to the trailer.
Yeah.
Only the fact that oh shoot, it's Nicolas Cage near the end. I wasn't
Yeah.
really paying attention to things. So I went in yesterday like absolutely cold. I didn't know what to expect. I figured it was like it was it was just gonna be some weird movie or whatever, and that was it. And from minute one, it was like, what am I watching right now? It was a oh my god, it was a I don't know how to describe it. It was disturbing for all the senses.
Yeah. Yeah. Visually, this, and I think for any good horror movie, sound design is like the key to get people to be on the edge of their seats. And they nailed it in this movie. And okay, when we sat down and we were kind of lower than like eye level, and it's like, okay, we're close. So, like Ken picked the seats, we're right on the rail. I'm like, this is cool. Scary movie. No big deal. I never get scared in scary movies. And then freaking like you said, minute one of this movie, I thought at first I'm like, okay, we're gonna get some artsy fartsy movie because this is like an indie movie darling or whatever thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang. I did not. It is slow burn. There are long shots done in this movie, very much like this movie could have easily shaved down like 10 minutes with those long takes, but the long takes add to the atmosphere. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they add those long takes just for the sake of adding them, but it just like draws your eye and it makes you want to look away because if they have certain long takes, you're looking at the character, for example, and then but it's such a long enough take that I'm like looking off to the side. I'm like, what's gonna happen? I don't like this. You know what I mean? I don't want to stare down one area for too long. I don't like that, dude. And
Yeah.
Nick Cage, he's still funny in this movie, in my opinion.
He was totally, literally Nicolas Cage, but in a very disturbing way. Like even
Dude.
the way he was singing, the way he looked, the makeup was amazing. Actually,
Yeah, yeah, it really was. It made him look like not like Nicolas Cage. I
yeah.
think that was the scariest part. Like the first jump scare of the movie,
Oh my god.
I was into the title screen. I was like, "Oh, we're in for a ride." I'm like, if it can keep this up, we're looking at most like scary movie of the season.
I'm just
That
glad I
movie.
didn't have a nightmare last night. But yeah, speaking of long legs, what do you call it? Played by Nicolas Cage.
Mhm.
The thing that I wanted to mention to you, was that he looked like a weird version, and this is saying something of a Morton Joe.
Okay. All right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
you know how like Morton Joe has like the face covering. I
Yeah.
feel
And
like if you
the
take off the covering with the thing, it's like
Nicholas
that's what
Cage.
Nicolas Cage would look like.
Wow.
I was like, yeah,
Shoot.
from his first appearance, I was like, wait, is that Nicolas Cage? He does not look like Nicolas Cage.
Shoot. I think of it almost like you combine Morton Joe and Beetlejuice.
Yes.
It's like it's
Yes.
so weird.
My God. Um, I have a confession to make. I didn't
Mhm.
mention this to you yesterday because I think it'd be. I really wanted to tell you this on the podcast because I think it'll make it even funnier. Okay, so I won't say when this happens because for those of you who want to watch Long Legs, but there was a part in this movie where because Jeremy was talking about how there's some slow burn stuff. So I had just scarfed down a Pizza Hut pizza, personal size pizza, right before like during the trailers. I was like, all right, I'm ready for the movie now.
Yeah.
And so um because we were on the rail, I like the rail because we could kind of slouch a little bit, put your feet up, and then look up at the theater. You get the full theater experience in a small, it's usually in a smaller theater. That's
Yeah.
why I like the rail. Anyway, I think I was getting a little too comfortable because again, slow burn. I was starting to get some long blinks because some of the dialogue, the way kind of like the tone is, they're obviously trying to be a little bit like creepy sounding, so they're a little bit more soft spoken to
Yeah,
kind of
especially
set the
the main
mood.
character. Yeah.
Yeah, especially the main character. So I'll admit, at one point in time, there I was getting long blinks, and the thing that woke me up was the greatest jump scare ever. You know what I'm talking about because I think I
Dude.
flinched for like 35 seconds. It seemed like like my fight or flight instincts
Yeah.
kicked in, Jeremy, and Jeremy knew because he was sitting right. I don't know if I elbowed him or something like that, but holy, like I felt like I needed to square up.
Yeah, because what I saw you do right before this this jump scare is I see you like move kind of up, kind of stretch your legs, whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of sit back. But once and then kind of settle there for a while,
Yeah, long
and
blink.
then it's like, "Whoa," and then you move like back and forth. It's like you didn't know whether to get up and like punch him or like run away. It's like whoa.
Because there was a lot going on during that scene on
Yeah,
screen. I didn't know what was going on.
yeah, dude. I don't blame you. Like I was talking with someone today. Like jump scares are like kind of cheap, right? Cheap way to scare people. But this movie, I feel like is much more than like the cheap scares. And they're there, but the build up to those jump scares is equally as terrifying. But that one, that was just unnecessary.
My God, that was just not funny at all. No, I'm just kidding. It was hilarious. I mean, after the
Dude,
fact.
yeah, after the fact, that was terrifying. And someone said like, "Oh yeah, they said A Quiet Place Day One was scary." I'm like, you see this movie, you are gonna have no sleep for the next 3 days.
Yeah, I was disturbed. There was I won't well there were certain aspects of this movie without giving
Mhm.
spoilers that remind me of another TV show that I like to watch. Shoot, I already forgot. Oh, The Leftovers. I've mentioned The Leftovers in past seasons or whatever. I haven't watched it in a long time, but there was this one specific aspect of this movie that reminded me of a specific episode of The Leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who want to comment on that, let me know because I know Jeremy hasn't seen The Leftovers, uh, but it's disturbing to me. It's disturbing to me, and I'm
Okay,
like, holy
dang.
crap! So fans of Long Legs and The Leftovers, hit me up in the comments. Let me know, and we could talk about that kind of tie-in.
Dude, I
Oh,
thought I was scared during Civil War. This movie was scarier than Civil War for me.
Yeah.
Easily.
I think for both Jeremy and I think we were talking about, I know Jeremy mentioned it to me. He was talking about he was still like he said adrenaline pumping like what was it, a good 15 minutes, 20 minutes after the showing already ended. We're still like kind of trying to
Catching our
calm
breath.
yeah.
We're like, whew.
Yeah. I was still in fight or flight mode a little bit, but just coming out of it.
One thing I wanted to tell you during the movie,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to cut the tension, was I was going to lean over and whisper, hey, because the main character's name is Lee, and her partner's name that she works with is Carter. It's like, hey, their names are Lee and Carter.
Lee! Carter! Lee!
They're very different Lee and Carter though, in this movie.
Oh shoot. But yeah, no, under the right circumstances, especially if it's with people that have not seen it,
Yeah,
we should try to watch Longlegs again.
I agree. I would not watch this again by myself.
Yeah. Or even with you. I don't think I want to watch it with you again.
Yeah, like if it's just, I need more people to.
Yeah.
If there was a big crowd watching that movie, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, if we had the same crowd as the one that we watched The Watchers in, I think that'd be the perfect movie experience, especially with that one random person lady who commented, "Oh shit."
She would have been like that the entire movie, dude. What did distract me though in this movie was why were there people like walking into the movie a bunch of times, like in the middle? It was like over an hour into the movie, and I didn't even see these people leave. Like, I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know if that distracted you because we were
No, I honestly I was glued to the. I didn't really pay. I would see just like the normal. I was like, okay, he's going to the bathroom, but I wasn't really.
okay.
I was actually really focused on the thing. I feel like that's why at times, because there's those really high tension moments. When you get back to like, okay, they're establishing a scene or whatever, and you get some of that more calm dialogue again, that's usually what gets me to relax a little. That's when I was like, you get your muscles to kind of relax after being so tensed up for like large chunks of the time.
I'm so glad I didn't watch this movie by myself. Holy crap. Because the guy, like I told you yesterday, telling our audience, the guy a couple seats to my right, I think he was watching by himself.
He was by himself, yeah.
And during the last 15 minutes of the movie, when there's sometimes some slower parts, I can hear him having the same feeling as me, just like he's trying to catch his breath, like he's been holding his breath the entire movie.
Hey, bruh, I don't blame you, man.
It's like, damn, trying to catch my breath because you're so tensed up that like you can't even breathe, dude. Like
I would have loved to seen our reaction shots for the whole movie, especially during that one jump scare.
Yeah, especially that one jump scare. I haven't watched a movie with one eye open for like a long time.
It's like, and then you're not really looking in the center of the screen. You're just like,
yeah, or watch it in between my fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a tough watch. That was probably the most disturbing movie I've seen since Midsommar.
Oh, really? Holy crap. I was going
to say wait,
Hereditary.
Hereditary. Yeah. Actually, I forgot. We watched Hereditary more recently. Those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
They're pretty on par with some of the stuff that happens.
Same director. Midsommar.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And Hereditary. Right. Yeah.
Damn that guy.
I know. Dude. I know. But yeah, no, I'm glad we kind of went on a whim. Glad you thought of it. I know you mentioned it over the weekend, but when you mentioned it again, I was like, yeah, Tuesday, it's Discount Tuesday. Let's go.
Just watch an indie movie. Might as well. We're not going to talk about it. And
yeah.
I was like, oh, damn.
I was like, oh, shoot. Yeah. No, that was...
A deep dive on this movie definitely would have been interesting.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no, I'm really glad that we went. It was really good. we should watch more of these. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Yeah, obviously, if it's getting good buzz, we should definitely try to watch more movies like this because I feel like it brings us a little bit more of out of our comfort zone, our usual genres and everything. So
Right, right. Because for me, when I go to Rotten Tomatoes score, it's like, do I watch Fly Me to the Moon or Long Legs? And I saw this one got a higher score, so that's how I kind of judged it. Sometimes Rotten Tomatoes is useful. Sometimes it's completely off, but
yeah,
you know,
when you get those toxic fan bases.
no, don't get me started because in one last thing, that's what I wanted to talk about. Well, not talk about. I wanted to mention. I'm just gonna mention mine real quick. The
Yeah, go ahead.
Acolyte.
Oh, I heard of the finale, right?
The finale.
I heard of spoiler from the
yeah?
finale. Yeah.
Do you want to mention it? Should we give a spoiler warning to our audience?
Spoiler warning for Acolyte. But well, you know what? I can be coy with my thing. I'm not even gonna do the full thing. The spoiler that I heard is a major it was a character that was mentioned in Revenge of the Sith in a past story was revealed. That guy.
Okay.
The Wise.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, in the the character, some of the cameos that you see in this last episode of The Acolyte, completely unnecessary, and in this honestly, the first few episodes of The Acolyte, I could kind of stick with it, and I'm still watching it. Honestly, Acolyte choreography, action is really good. Whoever's doing that, they need to bring that into the movies.
Okay.
It's that good, in my opinion. But the writing, they can go back to writing for Hallmark or something like that. Because this show, the writing is horrible.
Oh man.
The characters are inconsistent throughout the entire show. You can at least write consistency, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to. They don't have to talk good, but
just consistency.
Consistent.
Yeah.
But that was probably my most annoying thing, especially in this final episode. Damn, that was bad.
Yeah.
But the action was top notch. So, The Acolyte, if you want to skip over everything else and just watch some action scenes, I think it's worth it.
What would you give it on a scale of 0 to 100?
0 to 100? Oh, damn, that's hard. I'm not as harsh as some of the review bombers are, but it is pretty bad. It's not as bad as Book of Boba Fett, in my opinion. I guess so minus the Mando episodes.
Yeah, I know, right?
I guess if I were to put that ratio,
well, the Rotten Tomatoes scale is
0 to 100. I don't know, 50, maybe 45, something around there.
Okay, just strictly for the action.
Yeah, the action's cool. It's Star Wars sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so I can wait.
You can wait.
Okay. Well, for my one last thing, I think you're going to probably take me up on this. I'm mentioning Presumed Innocent, Apple TV Plus. I am amazingly caught up. I actually did a full binge watch while I was sick last week.
That's on my list right now. I want to watch that show. How do you like it?
It's got some good stuff. Jake Gyllenhaal. Sometimes you know how Jake Gyllenhaal and everything he does. There are times when he's cruising along about 0, maybe 5 to 10, and then he goes 100 in a blink of an eye. Yeah, he has a couple of those.
Oh, sweet.
But Presumed Innocent on Apple TV Plus. The seventh out of 8 episodes is actually released tonight. So I'll probably end up watching. I'll try to see if I can watch it after Twister, but I don't know if we'll see how much energy I have. But yeah, it's a mini series. There's only going to be one season, I think. 8 episodes. I would recommend it, especially to you, for those that like Jake Gyllenhaal. I think you'll like it. I get a little bit of. I'm not saying it's on the same level, but I get a little bit of True Detective season 1 vibes.
Okay.
Not on that same level, but it's good. Honestly, I don't know where they're going with this show. I have my guesses heading into the final 2 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
but that's all I'll say. Jake
Okay.
Gyllenhaal is really good in this.
I'm definitely gonna watch that pretty soon. I just gotta finish some of my other shows. The premise kind of sounded similar to another Apple TV Plus show, Defending Jacob, starring Chris Evans. Kind of crime lawyer drama type thing.
Yes.
And so I'm hoping it's not just kind of the retread of that. But
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
I'll watch it, and I'll watch Presumed Innocent and let you know.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a chance where if you next week you can maybe binge 1 episode a day.
There.
I'm just saying,
no
man.
Yeah.
That's not a lot, because I literally watched a lot of it while I was like sick last week. But yeah, no, I thought it's a pretty good show. I'm not gonna say it's top tier just yet. We'll see. That remains to be seen. But I will say that the most recent episode 6, was the strongest out of the first 6. So that's why I'm a little hyped for the 7th one.
For 7, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I gotta see it now. But
yeah,
that is it, guys, for the soup du jour. It was fun, and to remind you again, here on YouTube Live, hit the bell notifications, subscribe, because next week we are gonna finish out the Glenn Powell trilogy with Twisters, and I'm sure we're gonna have something pretty fun for the soup du jour. But Ken, we will see them next week, right?
Maybe in about 7 days. Okay, fine. 1 week.
Yes, we will see you next week to see Glenn Powell.
Why you gotta say it like that?
we got to see. I think what I said last time was we got to see Glenn Powell in all his glory.
Yeah, that's what
I said last time.
Either way, man. Why you gotta say it like that?
Either way, but we'll see Glenn Powell next week on The Real.